that the session is going to be recorded. So you press got it if you have this book, so having got it. Okay, now it's recording. So yeah, okay, so the learning
Miss Marwa,
outcome. Yes, yes, who is it?
good, good evening, Miss Marwa.
Mr.
With you, Mr.
Good
Muhammad
evening,
Abid.
Mr. Muhammad, my dear colleague. Yes.
I'm so sorry. Up till now, I'm at the university. After 30 minutes, I will be with you. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry, just join us wherever you are, okay? Join us wherever
Thank you so
you
much.
are and wherever you can, okay? On any device. Don't worry.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
You're welcome, my dear colleague. Okay. So let's complete the outcomes of the module. Okay. By the end of this module, you will be able to discuss and select pictures for a classroom English notice board. Give a short presentation about the picture choices. Analyze models for speculation and apply them appropriately to indicate degrees of certainty. Identify and explain common mistakes in the use and form of the target model forms. Use activities with flashcards for grammar practice. Analyze board work and suggest how to make it more effective. Identify examples of elision and expressions associated with models of certainty. Draw a mind map of the unit to reflect on their learning on in the module. Of course, you are going to reflect on your learning in the module. What are the points that you have learned well? What are some points that you need additional support with? What are points that you didn't get fully or didn't get command of it? You will say everything at the end of the session, inshallah. And reflect means to rethink about the whole thing, okay, to sit and rethink about it. So the first activity here is the idea of having notice board as you see in the picture. Okay, so every school should have a notice board. We just have to discuss these questions together. The first question is, have you got an English department notice board at school? What is it used for? Who looks at it? Why is it useful? We have to actually think together in a group work. I get you in the breakout rooms actually, and you make your list of ideas to come back to me in 5 minutes and we can discuss your ideas together. Okay, just a second. I'm going to organize the rooms for you. We have 19 attendants. Wonderful. I hope that everybody attends and be able to join us. Okay. We have 19. I guessed uh, how many rooms? Let them be four. Four rooms. That takes time actually, so please bear us in this. Be patient. We have just 5 minutes inside the room to discuss our ideas concerning the notice board. Okay. And after, inshallah, the 5 minutes, you will find that you are to return to the room, inshallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now you are going to be into the rooms. We have Mrs. Zainab and Mrs. Ayat. You are not in a room yet, right? All of your colleagues are in the rooms. You aren't in rooms, right? And Mrs. Wafa also. Okay. I'll get you into the rooms. Mrs. Wafa, Mrs. Ayat, Mrs. Zainab. Okay. Mrs. Zainab. Yes. حاضر okay. Okay, don't worry. I'm going to assign you. Everybody's in the room now. Just two or three of our colleagues are not in the room. Don't know why, but I'm going to assign you. Don't worry. Okay.
الواتس بتاعه.
Mr. Ahmed. So, Mr. Ahmed, you aren't in a room. I will assign you in the room, inshallah. Don't worry. Okay.
الو
Yes,
مش
Mr.
واضح.
Ahmed. Yeah, yes, Mr. Ahmed. Can you hear me?
الو مش مروه.
Maybe, Mr. Your voice is not clear. It's cutting off, actually. Maybe you have a
Yes,
technical
yes, I
issue,
can
Mr.
hear.
Yeah, okay. Wonderful. Okay. Don't worry. I'll getting you
All is
all.
okay. All is okay.
Don't worry. Mhm. Should be in a room. I'll get you into room 3. Okay.
Okay, مش مروه. Okay.
That takes time. Just be rest in this. Now 2 of you are there. Okay. So we have Mrs. Zainab, Mrs. Wafa, Mrs. Ayat. You are not in a room yet. Okay. Don't worry. Yes. Mrs. Nagwa, Mom Nagwa, you are here. A great pleasure being with me.
Thanks a lot, Marwa.
Okay, my dear. Okay, now our colleagues are coming back from the breakout rooms. Sorry for people who couldn't join the rooms. We are going to join them later in other exercises and activities together. Don't worry. Today is full of activities where we will get into the breakout rooms. Don't worry. I guess you have a problem with the internet or so because everybody is assigned a room except you. Okay, so inshallah next time I'll care for this. So welcome back, everybody. How was it? Now I need everybody, every spokesman or every spokeswoman from every group to tell me about the answers of these questions to discuss them together. I'll share the screen. Yeah, I guess it's shared, of course. Yes. So the questions. Hello, everyone.
Yes,
Hello.
hello, Miss Marwa.
Hello,
Yes,
Marwa.
we
Okay.
hear you. Go ahead.
Who will be raising his or her hand to speak and to discuss the questions? Let us discuss the first question together. Have you got an English department notice board at school? Raising hands? Yeah, let me see. Some people are raising their hands. Miss Amira, go ahead, unmute yourself and speak immediately.
Yes, Miss Marwa. No, really, I don't have an English notes board in my school.
Okay, do you have any idea about what is it used for?
Yes, I think we can put on it school announcements, timetables, adverse items wanted, or for announce events, or provide information, welcoming new students, provide the motivation to the student.
Excellent ideas, actually. I do agree with you. Why is it useful? According to your viewpoint, you and your group inside the room.
Okay, I think it's useful because uh, it keep everyone updated on upcoming events at school.
Wonderful. I love this word that you have been using, the word updated. Updated with the latest announcements and notifications and everything. That's wonderful, actually. Okay, thank you so much. That was beneficial. Who else wants to share? I would
Thank
just want to remind you that after you raise your hand, you have to lower it. Okay? For me not to get confused about who wants to speak and so on. Mrs. Zainab, you are raising your hand. Just go ahead.
Yes, Miss Marwa. A notice board is a flat slab of wood or other material for some say, so for some specific purpose. It's I can put on it staff photos or team photos, first aids, some information. Okay, you
Wonderful.
hear
Go
me?
ahead. Yes, yes,
You
of
hear me?
course. Yes.
Yes. Uh, Really, I don't have an English department notice board at school, but it's very important. I try to make one. Okay?
Really. You are a wonderful teacher. You're just the kind of creative teacher you are. I greet you for
Yeah.
this. Thank you so much. Okay, anything to
Yeah.
add?
No thanks.
Wonderful. Okay. So, Miss Sura, don't worry. You are late for some unforeseen circumstances. It's okay. Mr. Ahmed Abu Zaid, you are raising your hand. Just go ahead. We're all ears.
Yes, Miss Warren. Please, Miss Warren. Yes, of course. Miss Marwa.
Yes, I guess that the sound itself,
Marwa.
yes, Mister, we can hear you. Go ahead. Maybe you have a technical issue, by the way, because your voice is not much clear, actually. Try to speak.
Yes, Miss Marwa.
Yes, Mister. Go ahead.
I think that
It's, yes.
notice board is an ideal product for displaying students' artwork in school ground and recognizing their accomplishments inside the
Wonderful.
school. In
Wonderful
addition to
idea.
that,
Mhm.
I think that it is to school events
Mhm.
such as special
Okay, I
parent
just have, yeah, yes. I got some ideas here from you. It's just that you have a
of
technical
voice
issue. I'm sorry for that.
of
We can't hear you well, but I got some ideas. Yes, their accomplishments, some notifications. Very good. The events, very good. Wonderful. I like it. Thank you so much. Mrs. Iman Saif, she's here. We can
Yes,
hear
miss.
you. Yeah. Yes.
You heard me well?
yes.
Yes, you
Okay,
are
miss.
audible.
Can I complete,
Yes.
Miss Marwa?
Uh,
Okay, Mr. Ahmed, I was just trying to tell you that your voice is not clear because you have a technical issue or so. Something wrong with the connection. Okay, so just check it. Or you can log out and you log in again, rejoin. Okay, I will just listen to another
Yes, Miss Marwa.
participants here.
I can hear you. I can hear you well.
We can't hear you well, mister. Okay, so till we hear you, we will listen to another colleague here. Mrs. Iman, go ahead.
yes, miss. We didn't discuss enough with my colleagues, but uh, I think notice board. For me, I don't have any notice board at my school. It's used for school timetables, general activities schedule for parents and teachers, and it's a useful method for building a positive communication between teachers and pupils, and at the same time with their parents.
Wonderful ideas. Thank you so much for this contribution. Thank you so much. So, okay, that's all. Now you are going to listen to somebody speaking about the notice board. Okay, two teachers, two native speakers talking about the notice board at their school, what they used it for, who looks at it, and so on. Let's compare our ideas with these ideas together. Are you ready to listen to this audio? Okay, let's start.
It'd be good to have some information that
Okay, assure me the sound of the audio is clear.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
it's clear.
hallelujah, thank God. Okay, let's start.
is always there. Basic information about the department and the teachers, the books for each level, and maybe information about trips as well.
Yeah, and we could have a section for Book of the Week. We want them to use the library more. And we can put up information about competitions. Remember, we've got the writing competition at the moment, and the winning entry and maybe a photo of the winner. We could put up examples of work learners have done in class as well, maybe a different one each week.
That's a good idea. What about other photographs as well? We could put up photos of classes. It'll make the board attractive, and photos would make the students come and look at the board.
But not formal class photos, pictures of class activities, showing learners enjoying themselves using English, doing a game, or an information gap, or project work, something where the students look really motivated. You know, learner-centered, communicative activities.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing, that we use the notice board to show them they can actually use English, to show things they have produced, and give them ideas for doing more English out of class.
I agree completely. Oh, we forgot. And some photos of us, the teachers, smiling at the front of the class.
Okay, wonderful. Have you got anything out of it? Can you share your ideas? Can you compare the ideas they produced with yours? Do you find that they are different a little? How do you see that? Who can tell me? Who can express himself or herself? Yeah, I can see that somebody is raising his or her hand. Just a second, Miss Fathiya. Said, you are raising your hand. Go ahead. Unmute and speak immediately.
Peace upon you, Ms. Marwa, and all my colleagues.
Yes,
I get some from this audio. I think they talk about announcements about competition between pupils. Think that they talk about for the pupils or students, and also for the teacher smiling in front of the classes.
yes.
I think, they talk about some activities that may make the pupils motivated about the language, the English language itself.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That has been very beneficial. Mrs. Hiba Saleh, go ahead. If you have something to add, unmute and speak. Unmute yourself and speak
Yes,
immediately. Yes.
notice board as general, a description of how students actually behave towards subjects as a result collaborate and contribute to the process.
Wonderful. Yes, that's it. Mrs. Hind Rahman.
Yes, I can't hear you.
Yes, Miss. Yes.
I am Miss Marwa. You hear me?
Yes, of course. You are audible.
Okay. Uh, in the audio, they talked about trips announcement, about recommendations box at the library, about booking competitions announcement, then photos
Yes.
for a winner, photos of classes, class activities, which motivate students, and even putting educational information.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay. Do you find that these
Thank you.
ideas are similar to what we have been providing, you and your colleagues? Are they similar or
Yes, I
different?
think so. Yes,
You
it's
think they
similar.
are
It is the
similar?
same.
Yes. Thank you
Yes.
so much. I'll just remind you all to lower your hand. Mrs. Fathiya, lower your hand for me not to be confused. Okay. So let's continue our presentation here. Here are some of the ideas. So inshallah later on you can have a look at it. The same ideas that you have been providing. Let's move on to another activity here. Now, have a look at these pictures. We have 9 ones here. 9 pictures, okay, to put in a notice board. So please choose 3 photographs for a notice board, okay? You choose 3 photographs of these to hang or put on a notice board, and be ready to explain why you choose these photographs, okay? So I'll get you into the breakout rooms again to decide. And you may ask me where to get these pictures because they are not to be shown in the breakout rooms. Don't worry, you have the book. You will find them on page 35 in the course book you have, in the hard copy you have. Okay, so just a second. 2 minutes for
Miss
that. I'll
Marwa,
not take that long. Yes, yes, Miss Hiba.
a book?
Yes, I can hear you, Miss. Go ahead.
Yes, I don't have a book.
Yeah, you don't have a book. Okay. Um, I can send you like a screenshot on the WhatsApp group, maybe.
Excuse me, Miss Marwa.
Yes, Mr. Muhammad.
What's the number of the page again?
The 35. It's page 35 of the hard copy you have. Okay, don't worry. I have
35
another
or
solution.
لا,
Yes.
36?
it's
I think.
32,
Miss
Mr.
Marwa,
Muhammad.
32.
32.
Now
We have it at 32.
30,
32.
Yeah, it's
32.
different from yours. Yeah, it's
Pictures
different from
in page
yours. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
32.
Okay. But
Yes.
it's
Okay.
there, don't worry. Yeah, so I'll not get you in the breakout rooms since some of us don't have the book now. Maybe in another activity that is easier in sharing and discussing ideas. So let's have a discussion now, general discussion. You have 2 minutes, and tell me which pictures and why. Which pictures are you going to choose to put on a notice board? Just immediately raise your hand and feel free to express yourselves if you have anything to add and express. Which pictures to include and why? Mrs. Hind, you're always ready. Go ahead.
Okay. I think that picture number B
B, yeah,
is a good one. Yes, because of technology that
wonderful.
is in the picture. It shows
I
that the importance of technology and how it is interesting for students to use it. So I think
won-
it is a good one.
Wonderful. I totally agree with you. Yes, that's it. Technology is very important in our world to be updated with the changing world we are living in, the 21st century. Wonderful. Mrs. Fathaya, you're raising your
Yeah.
hand. Just go ahead.
Yes, Miss Marwa, I think picture D is very important in the notice book because it means that the learners is the center of the education process,
Excellent.
not the teacher, and it shows cooperation between the group of the students, and this is a very important strategies in learning through partners.
Oh my God, that's
Thank you.
wonderful. I totally agree with you. Of course, yes, learner centered education and the collaboration between groups and the group work and teamwork. That's wonderful. You get your students to be positive and share, not just sitting passively, not doing anything, not knowing what's going on around them. Okay, so this is one of the targets of learning, the teaching learning process, to to be silent for a while as a teacher and to let them go ahead and share their ideas. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I love it. Mrs. Iman, go ahead. Mrs. Iman, my sister. Go ahead.
Yes, I choose picture number G.
Okay, G. Okay. Yes.
I think it's one of important roles of classroom to learn my pupils don't be noisy or making a mess. Just raise your hands quietly. Stop answering in groups. Respect each other's opinions and learn them. A very important point is how to be a good listeners to each other's and respect others' opinions.
What a wonderful idea. What's happening today? You are all creative and innovative. I love your ideas. Yes, it has to do with the keeping the order inside the classroom, the classroom management, the respect, the organization, being organized. And don't forget the participation. They are all raising their hands, and they look motivated and encouraged, okay, in the content that the teacher is presenting. So I love it actually. Here we have to listen. Okay, we have like a listening example. Some people, you are going to listen to some teachers deciding which photographs to use on their notice board. So you will compare your ideas with the native speaker's ideas. Are they different? Are they the same? Do they choose other pictures, and what's the reason? So are you ready to listen? You are always ready. Okay, let's
Yes.
start immediately.
This one would be good. They must be working on a poster for a project. They're working together, and it shows they can work in groups organizing themselves without the teacher always there, though the problem is they could be in any subject I suppose, not necessarily English.
I'm not sure about this one. They can't be using much English together, they're all in separate desks. It looks as if they are correcting a worksheet together. I know it's useful for them, but as a picture it doesn't really show them using English, does it?
I'd go for this one. I think we should use the one with the computers in it. It points to the future.
Sorry for that. Again.
This one would be good. They must be working on a poster for a project. They're working together, and it shows they can work in groups organizing themselves without the teacher always there, though the problem is they could be in any subject I suppose, not necessarily English.
I'm not sure about this one. They can't be using much English together, they're all in separate desks. It looks as if they are correcting a worksheet together. I know it's useful for them, but as a picture it doesn't really show them using English, does it?
I'd go for this one. I think we should use the one with the computers in it. It points to the future. They could be doing anything there. Projects, info gaps with another group, a prom activity, group writing, a web quest.
This one is good too. The teacher looks like she's asking questions. The children look really enthusiastic. They really want to answer. They might be checking homework, or doing a team quiz, or giving ideas for a brainstorm. They must like the activity a lot. They look so enthusiastic. That's what we want, really.
Okay, how do you see this? Is it similar or a little bit different? Of course, they are not mentioning the number of pictures, but you have to conclude because you are going to conclude right now. Do you see that they are saying something different from yours? Okay, just a second. Let me have a look at people who are raising their hands. Can you hear me, guys? Yes, somebody is raising his or her hand. Just a second. Yes, it's Mrs. Hind again. Okay, go ahead, miss.
I think first one talked about picture number D.
Yes.
She said that they are working together, maybe on a post for a project, and it's not necessarily about English. It can be for any subject. And the most things she admired about the pictures that they are without a teacher. The teacher can be not with them all the time. They can depend on teamwork.
Excellent. Yes, exactly. Definitely. That's wonderful. Yeah, I like it. Yes, very important idea here. Thank you so much. Okay. So
Thank you.
I have the answers here to have a look at it. These are the speakers, the pictures every speaker is referring to, and that's they think and how they see the picture and the information provided. Why is it important? You may have a look at it later. Inshallah, I'm going to put you the presentation on the WhatsApp group to have an intensive idea about the information provided here. Okay. All right, now we have another activity entitled language analysis. It will deal a little bit more about modals with more, I mean, it will deal with modals a little bit. These are some sentences extracted from the audio that you have been listening to. We have 6 sentences here. okay, in this slide and this one. So we have to study the sentences. You read them, okay? Of course, you will read the first three ones now, and then you will tell me why did the teachers in the audio use the underlined words to talk about the photographs? Why? Why did they use, for example, in the first sentence must be, and in the second one the expression could be, and in the third one the expression can't be? What does it refer to according to the speaker? Why does it he or she use it in the first place? Think a little bit and tell me. Another meaning for the question here, it means that why, what's the meaning of this model? What does it refer to? What meaning does it convey? Mr. Muhammad Al-Mazayin, I guess you are here raising your hand. Just unmute and speak immediately. My
Yes,
dear brother,
you you
yes.
he, yes, you want me to say why did he use this word must be?
Yes, yes,
Yes, yes.
yes.
I think he used must be because he is quite sure about his guessing. He guessed something and he is quite sure of it. So must be is used when we are sure about something.
Excellent. Yes, that's it. Yes, when we are
Yes,
sure
right.
100% that something is true, okay, we use must plus
Correct.
infinitive,
We
and this
use
is one
must.
of
Yes. The
one
second
of the
one he used.
models. Yeah, the
No.
second one, you need to answer it. Okay, go ahead. You can go ahead.
Yes,
Okay.
they could be doing anything there. Could be is used when we are not sure of something or there is a probability for I think. And when I am not sure, we can use could be. The third one can't be when I am 100% sure that something doesn't happen at all.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yes,
yes, yes. 100% sure that it's the negative. It's not.
yes,
Yes, that's it.
it's not.
Thank you
Yes.
so much. Wonderful. So let me wrap up a little here. In the three sentences we have, the first one, the speaker is sure about what he is presenting, the idea he's sharing. The second one, could be, refers to possibility. It's possible.
Yes,
Okay? All right. And
possible.
the third one can't be, it's 100% sure that it is not. It's the contrary. It's not. It's negative. What about the three others? I need some other participants to think about them and discuss them. The first one, the use of might be, the could be again, and the must like, and so on. Have a look at it, and you can go ahead to answer. I need some new faces, some people who haven't raised their hands or shared. I guess this is Mrs. Fatima. Go ahead, Mrs. Fatima. Unmute and speak immediately if
Yes,
you can
Miss
hear us.
Mary.
Yes, my dear colleague. Go ahead.
I think in number four, we used could be. He is,
Just a second, just a second. I guess you have a technical issue, something wrong with the connection.
can you hear me?
Yes, but the voice is a little bit lagging. Cuts off. Try again. Try again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I think in sentence number four, he used the could be because he is quite sure about his guessing idea.
The fifth one, number 5, might be.
Number four,
Number 4, yeah. They could be in any subject, I suppose, not necessarily English. So is he sure or not sure, or possible or
he is,
probable, or what?
he is sure.
Sorry?
He is sure.
He is sure?
Yes.
Okay. Do you agree, guys? Other participants, do you
No,
agree?
I think
No,
he's not
no,
sure.
no.
He is not sure. It can be possible or impossible.
It can be possible or
He is
probable.
supposing.
He is supposing. Okay, let me tell you something. Thank you for all of you. Thank you so much. Feel free to express yourselves, whatever you say. We are just discussing some ideas and we are just sharing our knowledge together. Okay, could be refers to possibility, of course. Okay, and we have possibility and probability. Possibility means 70%. This is the percent I'm presenting the idea. I'm sure about the idea, 70%. And there is something else which is probability. Okay, and probability we mostly used might because we are not sure, but just we have some certainty which is 30% only. If I am 100% sure, okay, I use must. If I'm 100% sure that it is not, I use can't. If it's possible, 70% use could. If it is probable, use if it is probable, which means 30% use might. Okay? Here in the module, by the way, they are classifying them into three elements only, three categories here. So, to be sure in the affirmative, and to be sure that it is not in the negative, and maybe, maybe not. Here it includes could or might. Do you agree with me in that? Do you agree with the module here? Or you have other ideas?
Yes.
You agree with the
Could
ideas
and
provided?
might. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, okay, clear, okay. So I'm just asking people who are raising their hands, if you have something to add, stay raising your hands. If you don't have and you are just raising your hands from the former activity, just lower your hand or put it down. Okay? Okay. I have something, I guess it's fun and enjoyable here. I'll put you this link on the chat box and you go there and play this game. This is a digital game that has to do with the certainty and uncertainty and using the models. If you see the link in the chat box, just assure me whenever you see it. Okay? Can you see it now, guys?
Yes,
Is
Miss
it
Mar.
okay? Just press
Yes, we
it.
can see it.
Thank Allah. Okay. Press it and go to the word wall. Go to this link, and you will find like a game having a sign of play. Play it and enjoy your time. It's easy. You have three categories where you put the sentences under each category. Okay, enjoy it. I guess it wouldn't take more than 1 minute, I guess. Do it and come back to me and say how it went, how it worked. Enjoy. I'll do it myself.
بس مروة، هو احنا المفروض ندخل على لينك ولا حاجة يعني؟ هو
Yes,
الصوت مش واضح.
yes, Mrs. Iman, it's in the chat box. You will find it in the chat box. Mr. Said, you want to say something? You're raising your hand. Welcome to our session, my dear colleague. Unmute and speak immediately if you have something to add or say. The link is in the chat box, Mrs. Iman. You just press it, you click on it, and you will go there. You will find it referring to the Explorer, Google, or any Explorer you have on your device, and you play the game, and that's all. It's very easy. Mrs. Zainab, you are raising your hand for something? Okay. Yes, who is it? Who's speaking? Just go ahead.
What's your opinion if we use the verb to be to express certainty with 100%? And
Give me an
if we
example.
use
Give me an example. Don't talk about theoretical issues, please, to get your
he's
idea
working,
more. Yes.
he is working in a school, he is a teacher.
Of course, you know that the verb to be in the present simple is always expressing a fact. This is present simple. And one of the uses of the present simple is expressing fact. This is a fact. So it doesn't change. So, of course, the speaker is sure about it 100%. So that's why he's using the present simple form. Okay, of course, that's a good idea here. Okay, but because the module itself is tackling and discussing the idea of models, he is just specifying the content to the models at this point. Okay, got it? But I totally agree with you, of course. That
But
has been, yes,
uh, we use must when we are nearly certain about
yes.
90%. Yeah.
Yes. Some of the yes, yeah, you know, of course, all of you know the rule of deduction, and we are not 100% sure. When, for example, I say I went by her house at night and I found that the light is on, she must be up.
Okay.
She can't be asleep. But I'm not sure because I'm not 100% sure because I haven't seen her asleep or
Mm.
up, staying up late or anything. I'm not sure. Nobody is sure actually. But okay, that's one idea. This is another use here. But I'll tell you again. I'm here speaking about the modals, not referring to the the deduction rule now. But of course, your idea is to be considered because it's really true. Yes, you have a point in your comment. Yes,
What's your opinion if we use may for probable or
probability.
probability
Yes,
and
I
might for
for what?
possibility? Might for possibility and might and could for possibility.
Yes, they actually the module classifies them like this: might and could for possibility, and may. He didn't even use the may. Okay, he just refers to the maybe, maybe not, with the possibility and probability with could and might. Yes, good idea. One third idea here. Of course, you are right. Totally agree with you. So, hello everyone. Where have you gone? Where have you been? Are you there?
It
We have
didn't work
we
with
have
me. Yes, we are here.
been playing.
You have been playing, so somebody is playing. Wonderful. Okay, do you find it fun? Enjoyable?
Yes, good.
Thank Allah. Okay, maybe some people, it doesn't work with some people because of the connection and other elements, maybe some other factors. Okay, that's good. Here, the answer of this exercise, why do they use this expression, one of the models and not the other, and what does it mean for them, and why they are using them? Of course, you will have the presentation and you will study this, inshallah, later on at large. Okay, what's the grammar term? What do we call this grammar term? Can anybody tell me? What's this grammar term? Please, Mr. Muhammad, mute yourself, sorry, because you are unmuted. Oh, Mrs. Amira, what do we call this item in grammar? What's the
Models.
Yes, excellent. That's it. Yes. We have been saying, speaking about them a while ago. Okay, very good. So, could, can't, might, must. What are their functions? We have been speaking about this at large. Here are the answers, and you can even get more information, get more focus on it later on, inshallah. More information about the certainty, uncertainty, obligation, how sure you are, and so on. So let's move on to another idea here, not to waste your time because actually the module is so long. When you have only 2 hours, immediately to another activity, which is wonderful and also has to do with the practice of models. So here we have 6 pictures and 6 sentences, one sentence under each picture, and you have to have a look at the picture and choose the correct modal verb according to your viewpoint, by the way. Okay, there are no correct and incorrect answers here because it depends on how you perceive the meaning, how you get it, get the picture itself, and the meaning in the picture. So, for example, number one. Actually, I want you to. Okay. If I say you go into the breakout rooms, you will say I don't have the book. So let's do it here. Okay, because it has lots of information. Number one, they must be or can't be about 8 years old. Have a look at the guys here. Those students, those children. Of course, you are mothers and fathers here. You can decide whether it's just a second. It must be or can't be. Are they 8 years old? Or they are not 8 years old for sure? Miss Lamia, I'm just trying to allow more people who haven't been sharing with us to speak, for everybody to speak, okay? Mrs. Lamia, you are raising your
It
hand? Okay,
must be about 8 years old. Must be.
okay. Yes, I agree with you, of course. Yes, they might actually they look 8 years old. Yes, we know about how 8 years old how 8 year olds appear and look and seem and okay, very good. Number two, he must find or might find math difficult. What do you think? Must find or might find? I have Mrs. Hiba Saleh raising her hand.
I think
Mr. Ahmed, you are
he must find the math difficult.
okay. Mr. Ahmed, go ahead. But since you have spoken, okay, complete. Is it might or
Yes, Miss
must?
Marwa.
Yes, Mr.
I
Must or
think
might?
he must find the math difficult.
Okay.
Must find math difficult.
Okay. Wallahi, I totally agree with you because it seems that he is having a problem or going into some difficulty or some hard time. Okay. Yeah, it seems like his expressions, his facial expressions is showing so. So yes, I agree with you that it's must find. Uh, though some people would say let's use might because the first one is must and the second one is not going to be musted as repeated answer. Don't worry about this. What's more important is the meaning itself and how you are convinced. Okay. So number three, they could be or can't be in a geography lesson. We don't know actually. Could be or can't be. How would we know? How do you see this? So I have Mrs. Lamia El Ghali raising her hand. Mrs. Lamia, go ahead.
Okay, they could be. We are not sure about what are they
Yeah.
doing.
Yes, we are not sure. Yes, could be. Very good. I totally agree with you.
You hear
Yes.
me?
Yes, miss, I can hear you. Of course. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay, now you're welcome. Number four, she might know or can't know the answer. She might know the answer or she can't know the answer. Lok at the girl.
He might know
Let
the
me
answer.
check the participants who's raising her hand. Mrs. Hiba Saleh was trying to answer here. I skipped her, I'm sorry, by mistake, wallah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mrs. Hiba. Okay, Mrs. Sura, you are raising your hand. Go ahead.
Yes, she might know the answer
She
because
might
she
know the
is
answer.
raising her hand.
Okay,
She
may I
is
ask you a
raising her
question?
hand.
Excellent, excellent. I totally agree
Yeah.
with you, by the way, because this is the most relevant answer here. Yes, she might know the answer.
Okay.
Why didn't they use the word must here in the choices? Although the girl is raising her hand and she is happy and everything is okay and she seems to be, um, it sounds like, we are sure about it. Why didn't they put the must choice here in this question?
She may say the answer, but will be wrong.
Excellent. Actually, this is what came to my mind when I came to ask myself the same question. Yes, yes, Mrs. Sura. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you. Number
Thank you.
five, you're welcome. Number five, she can't be or could be using English. She can't be or could be using English. How do you see this? Mrs. Wafa, you are raising your hand. Go ahead. Unmute yourself and speak
She could
immediately.
be using English. She could
She
be.
could be, yes, she could be using English because you know the
Very good.
technology and the computer is
Uh,
having lots of English actually. Most of the computer and the internet is in English. So that's wonderful. Thank you so much. What about number six? She might like or can't like the book. She must like or can't like the book. She's happy. She seems to be happy, smiling, and so on. Let me check the participants. I have Mrs. Summer. You are raising your hand. Go ahead, my dear colleague.
She must like the book.
Yes, I totally agree with you. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Here are the answers. Okay, and the reasons behind choosing these answers. You can check this later on because we have already discussed the answer. Wonderful. Now, have a look at these sentences. These sentences are having some mistakes with the use of modals. So now you have to think about them. Maybe please write them if you don't have the book. Write them on a paper right now, okay? Because I'll get you into the breakout rooms again to work together and discuss in groups, answering this question. What's the problem with each of these expressions? Why do learners make these mistakes? So now, please write the three sentences. I guess they are short. They will not take time from you, people who don't have the book, okay? And the question, what's the problem with these expressions? Why do learners make these mistakes? Till I prepare the rooms, you just write them. We say always, before we do something, we always say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Okay, so just a second, I'm going to assign some participants who are not assigned. Some people are not assigned rooms. I don't know why actually. Maybe they have a problem with the internet. Like Mrs. Dua Zaid and Mr. Said is not assigned, but I will assign. Okay. That takes time. Just bear us in this. You have, I guess, 5 minutes. Yes, that's suitable. 5 minutes is good. I'll add one more room. Yes. Yes, I'll assign participants. Room 5. Okay. Okay, no problem. For people who are not assigned, I will have a discussion with them as if we are in a room, and I'll open the rooms for the others. Okay. Okay, for people who are not assigned rooms, I have a group here who are not assigned rooms. So I have, for example, Mr. Ahmed, Mrs. Sura, Mr. Said, Mrs. Lamia, Mrs. Fatima, Mr. Tamer, and Mrs. Wafa, and Mrs. Rida, and one more, but I can't see the name fully actually. Mr. Ahmed, yes, Mr. Ahmed. Okay, so let's have a discussion here in the group. You are a group, discuss together, please, as if you are in a room. Okay, yes.
Please, I don't know how to use the room.
It's nothing actually. It's nothing. You just unmute and speak, and you discuss with your students, your colleagues. You ask them, and you answer the questions. Let's discuss, guys, about something, and blah 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 blah. Nothing. It's nothing. Just unmute and speak, and they unmute and speak. They reply to you. Do you have the questions?
Yes, I
Oh,
think
thank
In
Yes.
sentence number 1, we should use must instead of must.
You have to discuss together. For example, Mrs. Fatima is speaking. Please, Mrs. Fatima, you can address your colleagues saying, guys, I think blah, blah, blah. I think the first one is so and so on. Okay? Do this. I'll not speak as if I'm not here. Okay? Yes.
Okay. Hello, guys.
Okay, come I speak.
Of course you can.
In the first sense, we use must, not must.
Yes, of course.
We don't.
We don't
The
add.
second sentence. Yes, in the second sentence, we use a pair infinitive.
We use might
Might,
instead of might too.
might go. We use pair infinitive. In the third sentence, can is a model, and and we can't use a helping verb. We can say they can't be at university.
We mean
Is that right?
that we can't use the negative form of the present simple with can. We can't use don't with can.
Is yes, yes, they can't.
They can't be at university.
Yes.
You're doing great.
Sentence number 1 also, we mustn't use S with modals. Sentence number 1.
Yes, miss. We said that the correct sentence will be number 1, she must like science. Number 2, they might.
Yes, because we mustn't use S. Yes, I agree with you.
Yes, miss.
Don't forget about the other part of the question. Why do they make the mistakes? What does this mistake come from or stem from? Is it
Yes.
overgeneralization, maybe? Mixing with other tenses, with other rules, being confused?
Sentence number 1, the subject is she. They think we must add s to the verb. Okay?
Reply to
Whatever
your
the
colleague.
subject,
Yes, yes.
we mustn't. Whatever the subject, we mustn't use S after modals.
The pupils think he must add s to the verb because the subject is she. The present
Yes.
the past continuous.
He confused it
Number
with the
2,
present simple.
Yes. He may confuse.
present simple. In the present simple, he think with she we add s to the verb, but the model verb we didn't add anything. Okay.
Yes, okay.
To the model verbs must followed by the main verb or the infinitive. But I don't know why he put two. In the third sentence, he put don't to make the sentence the negative. But when negative we add not to the model verb.
Yes, miss.
Yes?
Okay, I guess we are in the main room now. Where are our colleagues? They should be
Yes,
here
Miss
with us.
Marwa.
Okay, are you back? Welcome
Yes.
back,
Yes,
everybody.
we're back.
Okay, welcome back. Okay, anybody to share here? The takeaways from the discussion? Lots of people raising their hands. Two people raising their hands. Mrs. Heba Saleh, express yourself, and Mrs. Wafat after you. Mrs. Heba Saleh first. Unmute yourself. We are all ears. Seems that you have something wrong with the connection. So, Mrs. Wafat, go ahead.
Yes, modal verbs are treated as helping verbs such as verb to be, we can't do don't before can. وبرضه في الجملة the first sentence we can't treat must as any verb. We can't put s in it. might in the second sentence برضه ما ينفعش إن احنا نحط فيها بعدها to لازم الانفينيتيف.
Okay. What about the third one? They don't can be at university.
The model verbs as a helping verb. We should use they can be at university. Like verb to be. Am is are برضه بننفذ are
Okay.
not. I'm not.
He's not just
Yes.
asking about the kind of mistake. Of course, we are all teachers and we know the kinds of mistakes. Okay. He's telling you why. Do you think that the student makes this mistake? Is he confused about certain tenses together, some rules? For example, some people have taken a screenshot of the game and put it in the chat box. And I love the idea of having a screenshot of your work and put it in the chat box. That's very good, actually. Okay, so back to the question. I'm just trying to tell you that in this exercise, the person or the speaker who is having this, putting this question is trying to ask you why learners make the mistakes, in your opinion. I'll give you some choices. Is it overgeneralization? Is it confusion with other rules? Do they need reteaching, for example, of the whole rule? You didn't learn it the proper way or correctly, okay, or properly. hmm What exactly? Let me check people who are raising their hands. I guess Mrs. Fathia. Go ahead, Mrs. Fathia.
Yes, Miss Marwa. The idea of Miss Amira Roueni. She told us about over generalization of the rule. They use the over the generalization for must, and must is a modal verb. It's a modal verb. It's not a completed verb. Its meaning is completed by itself, but its meaning is completed by the verb after comes after them. But the pupils may use make over the generalization for the rule of for the grammatical rules.
That's it. Thank you so much. And does anybody have something to add? Mr. Ahmed Abu Zaid, go ahead.
Yes, Miss Marwa.
Yes, Mr.
All these sentences have deduction inside sentences. But all these
Look,
three sentences are have mistakes also.
look,
As for
Mr.
the
Ahmed,
first sentence,
just okay.
she,
Okay, I'm trying to tell you that your voice cuts off from the early beginning of the session. Maybe you have some technical issue or something wrong with the connection. Just try to rejoin, to log out and just rejoin the meeting again, log in again, so that your voice becomes better. I really can't hear you. Okay, so till you do this, I have another participant here, which is Mrs. Zainab. Go ahead, Mrs. Zainab, my dear colleague.
Sorry,
مس
sorry.
مروة أنا بحاول
The
أتكلم
learner,
وحضرتك مش
the
سامعاني.
learner, yes, Miss Marwa. You hear me?
لحظة just a second, Mrs. Zainab, I can hear you well. Just
Yes.
our colleague Mrs. هبة says Miss مروة أنا بحاول أتكلم وحضرتك مش سامعاني وأنا سامعة كويس. Madam, other participants can hear me well, so you have a problem with the connection maybe. Okay, so let me check it. Guys, can you hear me well? Am I audible?
Yes, Miss
Just
Yes, we hear you.
okay. Okay.
Yes, we hear you, Miss Marwa.
Alhamdulillah. Thank Allah. Thank God. Okay, maybe Mrs. Hiba, you have something wrong with the connection. It happens actually. Yes, it's likely to happen. So, Mrs. Zainab, go ahead.
Yes, Miss Marwa. Learners mix elements of the structured rules and pronunciations. Uh, Number one, in the present simple, they add s to the verb, but they must do that. Okay.
Yes.
Number two, the modal verbs must followed by the main verb, but they followed by two. I don't know why. In
Yes.
the third one, they they mustn't put don't. They must say they can't. Add not to the modal verb. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Definitely, these
Thank
are
you.
the kinds of mistakes. Of course, we were just trying to reach or come to the conclusion about why they do these mistakes. So here are the answers. Okay, so this is overgeneralization. They are confused using this rule, the modal verb, with the verb, the third person singular in the present simple tense, using to plus infinitive after the verb. They confuse it. It's overgeneralization. They may need, um, here are the rules that you can provide your learners with in order to avoid these mistakes. The reasons are many actually, like they need reteaching, as I've told you. It's a kind of confusion. It's a kind of overgeneralization, maybe. So I have to tell them that modals don't put the S on the third person singular form, and that modals are followed by the infinitive, not to plus the infinitive. And that the negative form is made by adding not or not, the abbreviated form or the complete form. No auxiliary is used. Okay, now you have to ask these questions together to discuss these questions. Let's have a general discussion here. Is this language, which is models, important for your learners? Think of some classroom situations where they will need models. For example, imagine that a student in your class is trying to use the English language inside the class for anything, for some needs of his own, maybe. Okay, so what are these situations? Since think of examples. How can you help learners with models? Okay, so let me check participants who want to share. I have Mrs. Zainab raising her hand. Let us take another participant, Mrs. Zainab. Okay, somebody else. Mrs. Hind. Yes, go ahead. Mrs. Hind, we are all
I
ears.
think that yes. Okay, I
Yes,
think that this language is very important for our learners because it has many jobs like certainty, possibility, probability. You can use it to make sure or not about something. In class, we can have this modal verbs when we are asking about absenteeism. Why
yes.
is your friend is absent today? The,
Mhm.
the will say a reason, but are you sure about it? If you are sure, use must. If you are not sure, use could or might. If you are sure
Okay,
that this is not exist, use can't. So we can use it inside class in many situations. And also,
wonderful.
if the door is knocking,
Yes.
if the door is knocking, we say it might
Somewhat. Yes, yes.
or
Mhm.
it could, yes. Or if they have one of their friend out in the toilet, maybe we say she may be your friend, or can't be your friend, or must be your friend.
Yes, that's it. They use the language, the models to communicate inside the classroom, to express themselves in a
Yeah.
real life situation. Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Here are the answers. Models are present in a lot of simple functional classroom language, such as requests and permission, possibility, prohibition. Can he go with me? You can't do that now. You mustn't touch the cable. Learners will meet this language very early in their um, learning, and it's useful for them to focus on the grammatical differences in models at the same time as they are learning to say fixed expressions to help them use English in class. Okay, let's move on to a wonderful question here where I have a poll. Let's enjoy this poll. I like it. I have a poll. It's like a survey. I have been training you in yesterday in the technical session. Let's have this poll, this wonderful poll. I'll write the question. Just a second. Okay, yes. Sorry for that. I'll do it again. Okay. Save. It takes time. Just bear us in this. New poll. Word cloud. The question is false. False. Simple question. And the answer is some words that you suggest. You'll find like a box having a place for answering, and you write your answer and you press submit. Can you see the poll? The poll is like a survey. Can you see the poll here? Just write here in the box, which has this phrase, enter your response, and after it you press submit. Submit means بتسلم الإجابة. What visuals, the question I have here, what visuals do you use in class? Hello everybody, can you hear me? No, you can't hear me? Something wrong with, yeah, somebody has submitted this an answer, realia. Yes, realia means real objects. For example, if I'm teaching the word apple, I show them a real apple. Flashcards and drawing, excellent. Charts, wonderful. Flashcards, excellent. It's called a poll, and it's very, yes, flashcards, yes, wonderful. More answers are coming up. Wonderful. Flashcards again. More answers, please.
Posters. Drawing.
Write it. Write it.
real
Write it.
object.
Poster. Yes, poster. Real objects. Excellent. Instructional device. Acting. Yes, okay. Magazine picture. Acting. Excellent. Posters again. Wonderful. I like it. I like your participations. Real teachers, of course. But these are 15 responses. What are the others? Can't you see the poll? You don't see it on the screen? Maybe the version of the application itself needs some, update. If you update the application of the Teams itself, you will have all the features. You will enjoy all the features and options of the latest version of the app itself, which is Microsoft Teams. Okay, cards, games, wonderful. Thank you so much. That was very helpful. So let's refer back to a film. Mr. Ahmed says a film. Yeah, movies are wonderful again. Excellent. Let's have a look at the presentation. The activity which is next is very important. Okay, so now we have 6 pictures. Please label the pictures with the names, the titles here. We have drawing, realia, poster, magazine pictures, puppets, flashcards. That's wonderful. So let me ask you, number 1, what is it? Is it a drawing? Is it a realia?
Magazine picture.
Magazine picture. All of you agree? All of you agree?
Yes, we agree.
Everyone agree? Excellent. Yes.
Okay.
What about number 2? What about number 2?
Number 2, poster.
Yes,
Poster.
number 2 is a poster. Wonderful. What about number 3?
Drawing.
Number
Drawing.
3, drawing.
Very good. Very good.
Yes.
Definitely. Yes. Number 4.
real
Realia.
things or real
Realia.
Realia. What do we mean by realia? Real?
real
Real,
object,
Real
real things.
real
Excellent.
Real
object.
things.
Excellent. Real objects. Yes, when I bring real objects inside the classroom in order to teach them for class. Okay, what are these? Number 5.
Puppets.
Puppets. Puppets.
Excellent. Excellent. What about the last one? Number 6.
Flashcards.
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 Excellent.
Flashcard.
Excellent. Excellent, colleagues of mine. And here are the answers. And here is one more question. Do you use any visuals for practicing grammar? What do you do with them? Do you use any visuals for practicing grammar in particular? You know that this kind of area of the language itself, which is grammar, is a little bit, difficult to teach, and students find it difficult and boring, and they don't want to learn about grammar in the first place. So how do you see this? I don't want to take much time in this, because we have lots of activities that we want to practice together. Wonderful activities. I don't want to take long with discussion. Mrs. Fatima, you have something to add? Just go ahead.
Yes,
Yes.
I I can use drawing in the primary stage. For example, if I am teaching them the present continuous, I can draw two girls that are jumping, skipping, and ask what are they doing. Pupils
Excellent.
can give me the. I can ask them, label the question, what is he doing, or what is she doing, and give
Yes,
them
I
some simple drawing, and ask pupils to answer me.
Excellent. Yes, I totally agree with you, actually. Definitely. To the point, actually. Mrs. Hiba Saleh, go ahead. I hope that you can speak this time. We're all ears. Go ahead. Thank you so much for people who have written in the chat box. Mrs. Lamia has written Realia, Mr. Ahmed, a film, Mr. Tamer, graphs, Mr. Ahmed, again, educational charts. Wonderful. Thank you so much for everything. Go ahead, my dear colleague. Mrs. Hiba Saleh, again, she can speak. Something wrong with the connection. Don't worry. Mr. Muhammad Aidel, you're raising your hand.
Yes, Ms. Marwa. Actually, teaching grammar is very good and very exciting. Some people say it's boring, but I think it's a very exciting and interesting. And we can also use visual aids in teaching grammar. For me, I can use charts, for example, if I want to teach the present continuous tense, I can bring a chart with me. I can bring a photo and ask the students to describe this photo. What is the man doing? What is the boy doing? And what to describe a scene, for example. We can also use drawing on the blackboard or the whiteboard. We can use the whiteboard to draw a timeline for certain tenses like the past perfect tense. When there is two actions and I want to say this action happened at a certain time and another action happened afterwards. So we can use drawing, we can use charts. Visual aids is very important and very useful in teaching the structures and the grammar. Yes.
Excellent, excellent, Mr. Muhammad. Wallahi, I find that your ideas and contributions are great. You said you
Thank you.
expressed lots of ideas here. Wonderful ideas. You
Thank
are a
you.
real teacher. A really experienced teacher would provide with these ideas, actually, because he has already practiced and used inside the classroom and found useful in teaching grammar, which is a little bit difficult for learners. Wonderful. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Maro. Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear colleague. Here I have wonderful activity where you have 3 kinds of activities for practicing grammar with our students, and you will listen to 3 teachers talking about these activities. These activities have the flashcards Okay, they use the flashcards to give the learners grammar practice. So after I teach grammar and I present the rule to the class, having examples and everything, I want to make like a practice. I want to practice the rule itself. So I use these activities for my learners to have a grammar practice. And these activities use flashcards with it. So you will listen and you will answer these questions. Which pictures does each teacher talk about? And what's the activity? So we are going to listen to the first one only and decide which picture and what's this activity. Deal? Just say deal.
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 Okay. Oh, very good. Okay.
My activity is another guessing game. I draw a big noughts and crosses grid on the board. I number the squares 1 to 9, then stick flashcards from the same topic area in each square back to front. The learners can't see the picture. I keep a note of what picture is in each square. Teams take turns to ask a question. So for animals, for example, they say, number 1, can it fly? I know what it is, so I can say yes or no. The next team asks a question, maybe about the same picture. Number 1, has it got legs? Or does it live in the sea? If a team guesses it, they take the square. The good thing is they can ask easy or more difficult structures, depending on what they know. The game finishes when a team has 3 squares in a line. It's very exciting, they love it.
Do you need to listen to it again? Maybe she's speaking a little bit fast.
No.
So listen. No? Do you know the
No,
which
it's
picture
okay.
first? Which picture first?
Number
Picture
one.
number 1.
Wonderful.
The first
Yes,
one.
that's right. That's right. What kind of activity? What's the name of the activity only?
A
That's what I
guessing, a
need.
guessing game.
A guessing
game.
game, Miss Marwa.
Is
Guessing
it a
game.
No,
guessing game?
notes and crosses.
Excellent.
Notes
Excellent,
and
Mrs.
crosses.
Hiba.
Guessing game.
All of
Notes
them
and
are
Using
guessing games
yes or no questions.
using yes no
Yes
questions.
or no question.
Okay,
Yes.
all of them,
For
all of these activities are guessing games. Okay, and the first one, yes, uses yes no questions, and it's also a guessing game. But the title itself is notes and crosses. Notes and crosses. That's the name of the activity itself. It's like Connect 3, okay, and Connect 4, where we have to have the answers of the questions in the same line, either horizontally, diagonally, or um, what do we call it?
Vertical.
Vertically. Yes,
Vertical.
vertically. That's
Yes.
it. Wonderful.
Vertically.
Yes, vertically or horizontally or diagonally. So the first team who does this as the same way I've just been telling you about is the winner. Okay, so we will have more details about these activities, but let's move on to the second picture or the second audio, and you will have to tell me which picture and what's the activity called.
I use flashcards for guessing games for practicing grammar. I take a flashcard, but don't show it to them. They ask me questions about it, and I can say yes or no. It's great for present simple. So with a picture of a job, do you wear a uniform? Do you work with machines? Do you work in a hospital? I put them in teams. The first team asks a question, then the second team, and they can try to guess it first. The good thing is that they have something to talk about. They know the topic area is jobs, and they are motivated to keep using the structures. They repeat them lots of times, but in an enjoyable way.
Okay. I have written in chat box, Mrs. Hiba. I'm not muting you على فكرة قدامي. You are unmuted أصلا. You can speak. Maybe you are muting yourself from your device itself. Okay. طيب في option, there is an option on the device, on the mobile. Okay. Like a speaker at the end of the screen of the mobile itself, inside the Teams, like a speaker. Press it, please click on it, and you will find like 3 options. The first one الجهاز, the second one is مكبر الصوت, the third one قيد الإيقاف. Please press مكبر الصوت. You will find everything is better. Everything is going to be better. Don't worry. Okay, try this option. So back to the presentation. Which activity is it? Which picture?
Number
I can
2.
hear my voice.
Number 2.
Yes, it's
Picture
Picture
number
number
2,
2.
talking about picture number
excellent.
2.
I can hear you, Mrs. Heba, by the way, now. Right? Are you speaking?
Guess what?
Guess what? Um, okay, don't worry. Just mute yourself, Mrs. Rida. Please mute yourself because I can hear my voice. There, yes, there is an echo. Yeah. Thank you so much. All right, back to the question. And Mrs. Dua, please
Hidden wall.
mute yourself.
Hidden wall.
Okay, yes, it's hidden. The flashcard is not shown to the students. They can't see the picture. It's picture number 2, as you said. Yes, I totally agree with you. That's correct. But what's the name of this activity?
Mm,
It's a guessing game. Okay, using the flashcard. A guessing game. Where you have for example, if our lesson is going to be about jobs, okay, so I have a job, a picture of a job, but I'm not showing the flashcard to the students, and they have to ask me questions. Yes, no question. For example, does this person work in a hospital? Is the job allow? Does the job allow women and men to work in? For example, lots of questions like this, and students try to guess. And when after they guess, of course, the teacher can divide them into teams or groups, and the first one who answers this question and guesses the name of the job or the name of the animal or the name of the sport, or according to the kind of the type of the lesson itself and the content of the lesson itself, we can plan this game and organize it. Okay, and the first one to answer is the winner. The first group to answer is the winner, and I show them the picture having this certain job or certain animal, as I've just told you. The third one, let's listen to this audio and let's try to discover which picture and which activity.
My class is like playing a miming game. Someone comes.
Just a second, guys. Sorry.
Card with a picture of an activity.
Again.
My class is like playing a miming game. Someone comes to the front of the class with me. I give them a flashcard with a picture of an activity on it, maybe a sport like football, or an everyday activity like driving or walking the dog. They mime the activity. They can't use any words or sounds, just actions, and the class have to guess what they are doing by asking questions. It's great for practicing present continuous questions such as, are you jumping? Are you waiting for something? The best thing about it is that they are using the structure to really communicate, and they don't get bored of playing it. They ask it again and again. Learners can play it in groups so they all get a lot of practice.
Wonderful. So what is it? Which picture?
Picture number 3.
Number 3.
Of course, it's number 3.
Wonderful.
Number 3.
Totally correct. That's it. What's the name of the activity?
Miming game.
Miming.
Excellent. Miming game. Very good. How can we do this activity? Can anybody explain it to me? Mrs. Fathia, you are raising your hand.
Yes, Miss Marwa, it's a miming game. The teacher may invite some people to come in front, and they mime some activities in the present continuous, or jumping or running or swimming, something like that in the present. Some activities in the present continuous without any sound, and the pupils in this who are sitting may guess what is the activity or what is the sentence. I think
Excellent.
that.
Of course. Yes, that's right. Yes. That's how it goes. So
Yes.
you just have some students, they come to the front. Please mute yourselves because I can hear myself speaking. There is an echo. An echo. Please mute yourselves, all of you. Okay?
I want to tell you something, Miss Marwa. I do this activity always in my class. Miming, the pupils were very, they were very happy with this activity, and there were a lot of fun in the classroom because they are swimming. They mime swimming. They mime running, jumping, and they catch the opportunity to run as they want or jump as they like. and the class is full of fun.
That's
Yes.
it. Yes, that's how it goes. Yes. You're the best one here to speak about it because you have already practiced it and you found that it's wonderful and fun and they enjoy it. Okay, and it's wonderful for teaching present continuous. So please, Mrs. Fathia, I just beg your pardon to unmute yourself, to mute yourself because there is an echo. Okay, just mute yourself. I'm sorry for that. Okay. Yes, that's wonderful. Yes, that's the idea. Let's have a look at the presentation. You just ask a student of yours to come to the board, and you have some flashcards having some actions. Don't show the actions to the students, the audience, no. Just show it to the student who is going to mime or act or dramatize what's in the paper. Okay? Because the students who are sitting in class, they are not supposed to know what is inside the flashcard itself because they will have known the answer. So it's not logical. So you have to hide the flashcard, show it to the student who's going to mime, who's going to act, who's going to dramatize. And he's going to do some actions, for example, to pretend to be dancing. And the students will guess what action he is doing. For example, he is dancing, they will say, you are dancing, or he is dancing, or she is dancing. And the first one, you have teams, for example, and the first one to guess is the winner. Okay, or you give them points like two teams and you give them the team answers a number of questions correctly, so they get five out of five, and the other team gets 4 out of 5, so 5 out of 5 is the winner. For example, it's very fun and enjoyable. And the second one is very easy. We will practice it now. By the way, it's very enjoyable. I'll tell you about it. Okay, so let's practice it now before time goes. For example, it's very easy. Then I'll come back to the presentation. Okay, I have a picture. I'm hiding. I have a flashcard here. That this is the activity of the guessing game, which is picture number 2. Okay, I have a job now, guys. Okay, here is a hidden picture of a job. Ask me yes no questions to guess the job. So please start now. You are the students and you ask me questions, and I say yes or no for you to know the kind of job. Ask me now. Yes no questions.
Work at school.
No.
Does he work at
Is
hospital?
it a dangerous job?
Yes. It's not dangerous. Sometimes, but not always.
Is he a doctor?
Do you work at the hospital?
Yes, yes, it's a doctor. Yeah, he is a doctor, of course. Have a look. But strange kind of doctor. A female doctor. Okay. This is the guessing game simply. Very simple. And you can do it with, for example, animals, plants, jobs, any areas of knowledge that you are. It's wonderful with grammar. So they guess and they critically think and they practice grammar, the questions with helping verbs. Particularly the present simple because it's easy. We have another wonderful activity where you will watch a video first, which is notes and crosses. The activity is notes and crosses. Can you see the slide first? Just assure me you can see the slide. Sorry?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes, yes.
Yes, you can. Okay, thank Allah. Okay, so I have a video about the notes and crosses and how it goes, how this activity goes. I have, by the way, I am a trainer, but I am like you. I'm a teacher inside the classroom, and I have practiced it 2 times in 2 different stages. Okay, and they loved it very much. For one stage in the preparatory stage, for practicing the present, the past simple with the past continuous, and it was a great success. They loved it. Okay, 2 teams and the winner and so on. And I practiced it with first year secondary stage. I was teaching them on Thursday countable nouns and uncountable nouns with a and the, some, any, and those things. And I swear to Allah, it was fun and they liked it and they asked for more and more practices like this. So let's move to the video to watch it. But I just want you to assure me that you can see the picture with the voice. Okay, show me that it's visual, because if it is not visual, if you can't see it, I have another solution to share the screen itself. Okay, don't worry. a little bit the sound will be high, but yes. Okay.
Noughts and crosses.
So what can you see first? Can you see the picture itself or only the audio?
No, only the
Audio.
audio.
No what?
The audio. Mm.
Okay, I have another solution. Don't worry, I have it here. Okay, I'll stop sharing the presentation and I'll share the screen itself from my computer. Just a second. Share the screen. Now you can see my screen itself, and I have the video on the laptop. Just a second. I have, yes, that's it. I guess now you will see it in a visual mode.
You all know
So
how
just a second.
they will be playing a game.
Now you can watch it.
Yes.
Can you
Yes.
watch it?
Yes,
Wonderful.
we can.
So let's
Yes.
enjoy it. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy it.
A game famous and popular all over the world. A game which is called Noughts and Crosses. I'm sure you all know how to play the game. One team will play for crosses, the other team will play for noughts. In turns, the teams will fill the squares, the boxes, in a 9 boxes square with either noughts or crosses. The winner is the team who can fill 3 boxes in a row with either crosses or noughts in any direction. For example, horizontally or vertically or diagonally. To include grammar element into the game, you should prepare 9 pieces of paper with different tenses and special symbols indicating different types of sentences. For example, present perfect negative sentence or past continuous question. And let's have a look at another one. Future simple affirmative statement. Make sure that your students are familiar with the abbreviations you are going to use. Place the pieces of paper on the board like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next, divide your students into 2 teams. Tell them that the task is to choose one square, to choose the tense, and in 20 seconds to be ready with the correct sentence. Also explain that both teams should be ready with this sentence because if one team makes a mistake, they will have a go and they will have a chance to fill the square with their symbol. For example, say, crosses, it's your turn, choose a box with a square with the task, and they will say, for example, the central one, this central one. Okay, this is the task for you. 20 seconds to make a correct statement in what tense? Yeah, past continuous. A question. Begin now and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure that both teams have started to discuss the sentence together. Yeah? Now your time is over, so crosses your sentence, past continuous question. What were you doing? What were you doing? Good, correct. Excellent, crosses. You get the first square. Crosses. Now noughts. It's your turn. Which box? Number 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, no, another one. Number 3 in the corner. Okay, so get ready. What tense is it? Right, present continuous. Again, question. 20 seconds. Ready, steady, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this, and 20. And your time is over. Notes, are you ready? Your sentence, your question in present continuous. Is you reading? Oh, is you reading? Sorry, your sentence is not correct. There is a mistake in it. Crosses, your variant, please. Where are you going? Good. Your answer is correct. Where are you going? And you get one more cross. Notes, what was wrong with your sentence? Tell me. Is you doing? Can we say is you? No, we should say are you. So concentrate. Crosses, it's your turn again. It's your turn. And of course, this one. Yeah, I understand you. Okay, this is the task for you. And it is what tense? Present simple. Again, question. 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So, crosses, are you ready to win? Your sentence, please. Present simple question. Where you go? Where you go? Is it present simple? No. Now, notes, you have a chance. Your sentence, please, your question. What do you like? Good. Well done. What do you like? It's a correct sentence in present simple. So, notes, you get your first point. Congrats. Crosses, what was wrong with your sentence? And you go on like this. So the teams will have many chances to give their variants in different tenses. And you play the game until you get 3 identical symbols in a row, like this, or vertical or horizontal.
How do you see this? Wonderful, right? Let me stop sharing the screen itself. Just a second, guys. I hope you were listening.
Yes, it was great.
Wonderful. Yes, let's share the presentation again. We will play it, by the way, don't worry. Okay, we have to practice it because it's very interesting and fun in grammar. So here is the activity. I need 2 teams. I need 2 teams. I did the same as the speaker did. So here I have the crosses and the knots. I need 2 teams. Or maybe we just clarify it with some examples, some short examples. Let me try. Okay, let me think about it. So we have, for example, Mr. Said, if you are still here with us, Mr. Said and Mr. Ahmed and Mrs. Iman Seif, you are one team, team 1, okay? I'm not organizing, wallahi. I'm just saying the names in front of my eyes. Mrs. Fathia and Mrs. Lamia and Mr. Ahmed, you are another team. Okay, so we have the team Mrs. Iman and Mr. Ahmed and Mr. Sayed, you are the team of crosses, the team of the X. And Mrs. Fathia and Mrs. Lamia and Mr. Ahmed, you are the notes team, the team of the O symbol. Okay, so let's have a look at this slide. So the crosses team, which square do you choose to start off with? I have numbered the squares. So I have number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 squares. Which square do you prefer
Number
to
4.
start off with? Number 4.
Number 4.
Okay, so your task is a question in the future simple. A question on the future simple.
What will you do tomorrow?
Sorry, again.
What will you do tomorrow?
Huh?
What will
Say it
you
again.
do tomorrow?
What will you?
What will
You said
do
it.
tomorrow?
Excellent. That's it. Correct answer. You will have this square. So you are the crosses, of course, right? Assure me. You are the crosses, right? You are the X team, right? Who have answered?
Yes.
Okay.
Give
You get the square.
an
You
answer.
get the X. Yes, very good. I need one of the next one from the notes team. Let me have a look at the participants that I chose to be the notes. Mrs. Iman Seif and Mrs. Fathia Said and Mrs. Lamia. Choose a square. Choose a square.
Oh, Miss Marwa, I'm using the first key.
The first one?
Yes, I'm Miss Fathia. Yes. Miss Marwa in the crosses.
Which is square?
And me, Miss Fathia. Miss Marwa is cross.
Miss Fathia?
Crosses.
You
I'm
are
notes.
Mrs. Fathia.
Can
Yeah, I need one of the notes. Yes. The turn is for the notes. Yes.
I am. Yeah, okay. We can
which
use.
square?
We
Which
can
square?
choose. Can choose a 6.
Yes, you can choose the square. You can choose the square. Yes.
6. Yes,
Number
number
6.
6.
Yeah, yeah. You have here a task. Present. Present. Perfect statement. Affirmative statement.
I have cleaned my room. I have
cleaned my room. Correct answer. You get the note. You get the square. Very good. Very good. So one from the crosses team, please choose a square. One from the crosses, Mr. Said. Number 3. Okay. Number 3. Future simple negative sentence. Negative sentence in the future simple.
I want to go to school.
Yes, Miss Marwa.
I want
Go
to
ahead.
go
I want to go to the
school tomorrow.
I want to go to school tomorrow. Very good. Yes, you
I
get the
want to go to
square
the
and you get the
beach.
X. Okay. This is again the crosses again. I want to go to the beach. Yes, right. Okay, I need someone from the team of the notes. Let me nominate you. Let me remind you of your names. It was Mrs. Fathia and Mrs. Iman, I guess.
Iman, Miss Iman is cross.
In the process.
I am
Yes, and Mrs. Fathia. Go ahead.
Notes. I am notes.
Okay, choose a
We
square.
can choose the number. Can
Number?
choose number 2. Simple statement.
It's past simple statement. Okay.
What's the simple statements? Statements. Yes.
Something wrong with the
Alexandria
connection.
last month.
Say it again, please, miss.
Yes. Tomorrow.
Yes, I can't hear you, please.
I visited Alexandria last month.
Excellent. You get the square.
Alexandria.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I heard you. Okay. Now, correct answer. You get the square. Very good. Someone from X, from the crosses team, choose a square.
Number 1.
Number 1. Okay. Hello, baby. Wonderful baby here. Okay. Number 1. Past continuous question.
But
Past continuous
what
question.
were you doing?
What were you doing
yesterday?
Excellent. What were you doing yesterday? So you get the square and you get the X. Past continuous question. Very good. What were you doing yesterday? Okay, somebody from the notes, choose a square. Choose a square from the notes team.
You can choose number 9.
Number 9, okay.
I can choose the square number 9. Present
number 9,
simple
present
question.
simple question. Yes.
Do you like cakes?
Do you like cakes? You get the notes. You get the yes. You get the note. Very good. Okay.
We will
someone from
number
7.
Number 7.
7. Okay. Okay, Mister, you're going to win the crosses team. Okay, present perfect statement. Present perfect statement.
Present perfect statement. I have bought a car already. I have bought a car already.
Yes. Congratulations on that. God bless you and the car. Okay, very good. So here, crosses win. Wonderful. So clap your hands for crosses, team. Did you enjoy it? Did you find it easy for grammar, for practicing grammar? How do you
An
see
excellent
this?
game.
Yes, it's
Okay,
fun.
thank you so much. I swear to Allah, it's fun, of course, and it gets them out of their fear and worry about grammar and this bad grammar, this worrying grammar, this boring grammar. Okay, so let's move on to another activity here. Okay, that had been actually very helpful. Yeah, we took this and the answers and the game and the staging. We will refer back to this staging, but let us move to something which is very important, the elision, not to waste your time, okay? Because we are about to come to an end to end this webinar. Okay, now I want you to watch a video about elision, and after you watch the video, we will have some practice exercises on the elision. Okay, so I'll stop sharing the presentation and I'll share my screen again to get you to watch this video, which is short. Don't worry, it's not long like the other one, but it's very beneficial. You will enjoy it, inshallah. I'll share my screen. I have just a second, in the name of Allah. Okay, I'll share the screen itself. You will see my laptop here and everything on it. Okay, I have the video about elision. It has to do with pronunciation, so please watch it and enjoy it. Can you see the voice and the picture? The sound and the picture?
Yes,
Yes,
Miss Mar.
yes.
Okay, let's go on.
Hello, I'm Sammy and I like to practice American English. This is part 1 of the Connected Speech series. Today, we'll discuss elision. What is elision? It means omitting one or more sounds in a word or phrase to make it easier to pronounce. This is used in casual, informal speech. Elision can help your American English sound smoother and more natural. American English has a few patterns of elision in casual speech, but today we will practice T and D elision. What do you notice about the pronunciation of the underlined words in this sentence? Formal speech. The handsome movie star acts in a film about friendship between a father and son. Now, in casual speech. The handsome movie star acts in a film about friendship between a father and son. Whenever T or D comes between two consonants at the end of a syllable, it gets elided, which means that it doesn't get pronounced. For example, instead of scripts, we say scripts. And instead of friendship, we say friendship. Let's practice pronouncing the following words using T and D elision. Scripts, acts, facts, dialects, attempts, postcard, handsome, friendship, highlands. T and D elision can even happen between two words. For example, you pronounce last chance instead of last chance because the T does not get pronounced. Other examples are father and son, handbag, most popular, left turn, first three, next day. Let's practice. Read the following sentences and use T and D elision for the underlined sounds. I started a friendship with a handsome artist. He paints landscapes. For the past 3 years, he's worked hard and become successful. Now, his most famous painting is printed on postcards. Next time, we'll have part 2 of the connected speech series.
Okay. Did you get anything out of it? Let me stop sharing the screen itself.
Yes,
Very beneficial, of course. Those videos are wonderful with
of course.
areas of pronunciation and how you pronounce and the accent itself and tricks of natural speech and connected speech. Okay. So
I
now
have a question,
we
Miss
have some
Marwa.
activities. Go ahead, of course. Yes.
Is Elysian in American and British speech or in American, just in American?
Yes. 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 It's not assigned only to one accent. It's there in both accents. And by the way, it has to do with the informal spoken speech where it's connected
Yes.
speech, it's fast English. Okay. Yes, that's how it goes.
Okay.
So now we
Okay.
have an
Yes.
exercise where you have to have a look at sentences, 4 ones here, and one more 4 ones again from 5 to 9, and you have to decide. So let's have a look at the first 4 ones. Can you see the slide first? Assure me.
Yes, Miss
Is
Marwa.
the slide clear?
Yes, in the book.
Marwa?
In the book, it's on the screen itself. It's on the book, okay, but on the screen, how does it look?
Miss Marwa, you
Can
can
you
hear
see it?
me?
Is it visible? Visible?
Yes, yes, Miss
Yes,
Yes,
Marwa.
Miss Hiba.
but
Is it
Yes.
Miss
so
Hiba?
small.
Yes.
It's clear.
Thank Allah you are
Yes.
here. Miss Hiba. Miss Hiba,
Yes.
answer me. How did you fix the problem? How did you fix the problem? The sound itself. Hmm. Okay, I can't hear you. I lost you again. Okay, let's have the activity. Let's answer the activity. So the listening, the audio is bad. Okay, but I can model it for you. Why can you hear the t? Why can you hear it? Sorry. Why can you hear the t and the sounds in some of the sentences and not in the others? So the first one, you must ask his name. You must ask his name. You must ask his name. Do you hear the t sound at the end of must?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Just say yes or no.
Yes, yes,
Mrs.
yes,
Hind
yes,
is
we
raising
Yes.
her
see.
hand. You must
Yes.
ask.
Yes, I can hear T. Yes.
Somebody
Because
didn't
of
vote.
the vowel.
Because after T, the vowel.
Yes. Yes, 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 Mrs. Hib, I can hear you now. And Mrs. Hind, yes, you are right, of course. Yeah, so we can hear the t sound at the end of must because the beginning sound at the beginning of the next word is vowel sound. So I have to pronounce it. There is no elision here. It's not elided. It's not elided means it's not omitted. Okay? Rather, instead, it's pronounced. So I
Listen.
say you must. Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Yes, Marwa. In
Oh,
sentence number 1, you must ask because T apparent here because a in ask is a vowel sound. But in second sentence, we said they can be without T because B is consonant letter. Yes.
yes, you answered two of these. Yeah, very good. Yes, correct answer, of course. Yes, thank you.
Can I,
Thank you. So, Mrs. Fatima is raising her hand, and Mrs. Hind. Mr. Said, you have
can,
something to add? You have a comment? Go ahead.
I say that illusion is a sequence of three consonants. When there are three consonants, we emit or omit one consonant. And the illusion can be
Like,
in theme or in a syllable. Morpheme
yes.
can be, we omit B. In one syllable, just like library, we omit a syllable.
Mhm. Yes. Okay, that's true actually. It's just that the module here is presenting it simply and in particular with the t and the sounds only. They are giving us some examples of two words, okay, coming next to others, to one another, and just the at the end and the of one of them and the beginning of the other. And it has to do with the consonant and the vowel and those two sounds only, which are t and d. Okay, he's just trying to tell you about this simply. So the first two questions, the first two sentences, you were right. The number one, I pronounced the t because it's followed by a vowel sound. He must ask. He must ask. Okay, they can't be. They can't be. They can't be. I don't pronounce the t sound because it's followed by consonants. What about number three? He could find maths difficult. He could find.
Yes, yes, Marwa.
Go ahead, Mr.
He could
Yes.
find. I think here D is not eluded or omitted because it's not between two consonants. As L sound is silent. So here
The L,
I
the,
think
just a second,
it
just a
must
second.
be pronounced.
Okay,
Yes,
the L is preceding it. We are speaking about the D and what follows. The sound and what follows it.
yes,
So the rule is the T sound, when it is followed by a vowel, you pronounce it. When it is followed by another consonant, yes, it's not pronounced. Yes, it's omitted. It's elided.
as
You omit it. So you say they
as I
can't
watch it.
be. He could
Yes, but
find.
the
Believe me,
third one, I
100% sure
think
about
it
it.
must be pronounced.
Okay?
I think
Yes.
in
And
number
no
three, it
problem
must
if,
be pronounced. But in the video
okay.
we watched, they told us that it must be between two consonants. I think they didn't say it must be followed by a consonant. They said it must be between two consonants. And here in number three
If it was
is
on
a
the
t
word
sound.
level, if yes, yes, just a second, just a second. If it was on
Yes,
the word one word level inside one word,
yes,
okay. But here we have two words followed together.
two
I can
words.
watch. I can get
Yes,
you to watch it again, by the way, and I have put it on the WhatsApp. So watch it more and more
okay,
times. Okay, please watch it
okay,
two or more or three times to be sure to 100% about it, because there is elision on the level of one word, and there is elision in the level of two sentences following one another, and it has another rule. So please be sure about it, and try to learn about it more and more about it to be sure of it. Okay, because yes, it's like this. He could find maths difficult. You have to elide it. You have
fine.
to omit
The,
it because
the
yes,
T is
he
not
could
pronounced
find.
here.
It's not
Okay,
pronounced. It has to be elided, and you can further research and surf the internet for more information about it. And when we meet inshallah face to face, you can tell me about your ideas and I tell you about my ideas, and we share together and يعني, benefit from one another. Okay,
of
yes,
course
we are
we
colleagues who
will
are
do, of
learning
course.
from one another here. Number four,
Okay,
you could answer me. You could answer me. Yes, yes, that's it. You could answer me. You have to pronounce
That
it. Yes, there
appears
is no elision. It's not.
is pronounced.
Sorry.
It is pronounced.
Yes,
It is
it's pronounced.
pronounced.
You didn't pronounce it. We pronounced it. We said
We
we
we pronounce it.
you could answer, you could answer me. You could answer me. Yes.
pronounce it.
Because it follow
What's
with
vowel?
a letter. Followed by followed by a vowel.
Yes. 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 Followed by a vowel sound. Mrs. Fatima says in the chat box it's elided too. Elided means omitted, means that you don't pronounce it. But here we have to pronounce
يعني
it because it is followed by, yes, Mrs. Fatima, is it elided? Elided means omitted. The dah in this example is elided, means omitted? No, it's not omitted. You pronounce it. You say, you could answer me. You could answer me. You could answer me. You pronounce it. for sure. Look at these expressions.
It's fine.
Which
I'm
T and
speaking
D?
about
Yes, go ahead.
sentence number 3. I'm speaking about
You are
sentence
speaking
number
about
3. Fine math.
yes, Fatima, you were speaking about sentence. Yeah, you were speaking about number three. Yes, you are right. So if you are speaking about number three, yes, the is elided, omitted, because it's followed by a consonant.
I'm,
Sorry
I'm
for
speaking
having
about
read the sentence late. Sorry for that. Sorry
fine
for
math,
that.
Miss Marwa.
Yes.
Fine math.
Sorry.
What about fine math?
Yeah, fine mass again. How do you see it? What's your opinion about it?
Fine math. D is elided to
Fine math. Fine maths difficult. Fine.
D omitted.
Yes, elided too. The is elided too. Omitted. Non-pronounced. Yes, very good. Have a look at 5 and 6 and 7 to 9 here. Which t
Yes.
and d sounds will disappear? Put brackets around them and say why. So let's read number 5. Who can read it? Time for practice.
Yes.
Who can read it? Yes, go ahead.
He must know the answer.
Go ahead. Excellent. That's it. He must, sorry, just a second. Say it again.
He must
One more
know
time.
the answer without
He,
yes.
I can't hear you. Will just speak up.
Yes, Miss Marwa. He must know the answer without
Say excellent. That's it. Yes, you have to elide it. There is elision. So you say he must know. He must know the
yes.
answer. Okay.
Because
على فكرة,
that
by the
is
way,
followed by
a consonant sound. Yes, that's it. By the way, it's not wrong. It's not wrong to pronounce it. He is speaking about natural and connected and fast speech, fast English, connected speech. Okay, where people are speaking so fast and so on. Okay, they could be somebody to read it, please, for me. Unmute and speak immediately, one of you, because I'm not looking at the participants or people who are raising their hands.
they could be about 12 years clock.
Okay, they could be about 12 years old. They could be about 12 years old. That's it. There is
Without
elision. You don't pronounce it. Very good. They, number 7, another participant, please.
he must
They must
They
they
must
must
enjoy
enjoy
practical lessons.
Uh-huh. I hear
they
correct
must
answers.
enjoy
Yes.
yes,
Very good. They must enjoy practical lessons. They must enjoy practical lessons. Okay, please mute yourselves, and because I hear an echo, I can hear myself. Okay, so there is no elision here because you pronounce the t, which is followed by the vowel sound at the beginning of the word enjoy. What about number 8? She might.
she might arrive late.
Excellent. Excellent.
She
She
might
might arrive. Yes. She might arrive late. She might arrive late. You pronounce it. There is no elision. It's not elided. It's not omitted. It is pronounced because it's followed by a vowel sound. What about number 9?
He
He
can
can
be
be
using
using
much
Can't be
English.
he
using
can
much
be
English.
he can
But
Again,
be using much English.
English. Much English.
He
can
can be must
can be
can,
using
it
much
can
English.
be.
can.
Okay, just answer me. Is it elided or not elided?
Not
Elided يعني omitted.
it's
Yes.
elided.
Is it elided?
Omitted.
yes.
It's elided.
It's omitted. Yes,
Omitted,
it's elided.
elided. Very good. Yes, very good. This has been an activity about pronunciation, and here are the answers. And here is the reason to check your answers. Okay, people who were confused about number 3, he could find he could find maths difficult. There is elision. There is omission of the sound. I say he could find math difficult. You can't hear this d because d is followed by a consonant. Okay, here are the answers. Check your answers. Must and mustn't. Another game. Maybe you will play it later, and a riddle you can enjoy it later. We don't have much time for this is additional actually material I have included in the PowerPoint presentation. The next point, this activity, a TPR activity. What is a TPR activity? What do you know about it? An example of it? Just tell me about it, please. No, no, no. This is the answer. Yes. What is a TPR activity? We have just 10 more minutes and I'll let you go. Because yeah, time is actually over, but I'll give you 10 more minutes to finish this part. What is TPR? Mrs. Fatima, you are raising your hand. Sorry for that.
Yes.
Mrs. Fatima, you
Yes,
are
Miss
raising your
Mara.
hand. Yes, miss.
Yes.
Go ahead. After you, will
TPR
Miss
is
Hind will speak.
TPR is an abbreviation for total physical response.
Wonderful. Yes, exactly. Okay. Any more information about it? Any addition?
Depends
Is that all?
movements. It depends
Depending on
is
movements.
movement.
Excellent. Excellent point. That's it. And what about Mrs. Hind? Go ahead, Mrs. Hind.
TBR approach depends on movement and motion. He consider learners of English as a second language is just like a baby. He want to listen and observe others' movement to learn his own language. You
Excellent.
hear
Yes,
me?
that's the idea actually. Yes, of course, I can hear you well.
Yes.
Yes, crystal clear. Yes, very good.
And
Yes,
in this approach, they say that acquisition is over learning. And
exactly.
this acquisition should be stress free.
Hmm. Yes, I
And
totally
it
agree with you
have
actually.
about
Awesome
three,
information.
yes, it has about three sequences or steps to get this approach.
Okay,
Can
it's
I
just
see
that
the steps?
sometimes your voice, of course you can, of course. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
Okay. Step one, students observe and listen to their teacher as he speaks and use movements to explain the new words. Step two, students join the movement and follow commands. Step three, students
Mhm.
begin to produce the words that matches with the movement of the teacher. So it depends on movements and using miming motions. It is interactive inside
Wonderful.
class.
Wonderful, Miss Hind.
Thank
Yes,
you.
that's it actually. That's excellent. That's the TPR activity. A total physical response activity has to do with the movement inside the classroom. Have you ever heard of this activity, which is Simon says? Simon says, put your hand on your head, for example. Simon says, run. Simon says, sit down. Simon says, stand up. Simon
Yes.
says, pretend to be dancing. So this is an activity which is typical to TPR. It has to do with movement. It's wonderful with young learners. It's the activity. So have you ever used it inside the classroom? I guess all of you
Yes.
have.
Yes. Yes. We used it.
Yes, Miss
Is it
Marwa.
fun? Do you found it fun? Yes, miss, go ahead.
Total physical response, a method of teaching language or vocab concepts by using physical movement to react to verbal input. Um,
Yes.
in this process,
Wonderful. Of course, yes. That's it. That's Okay.
Yes, that students learn their first language, reduces student inhibition and lower stress.
Excellent. Yes, that's the same idea here. Yes, they actually they imitate the way how our kids learned the first language, Arabic, for example. So, for example, we say kiss mom. Okay, وحاجات تانية كمان بس we are not supposed to say يعني. Okay, you say and the kid does. Okay, Mrs. Fathia, you are raising your hand. Go ahead if you have something to add.
I just want to say that we, in
If you're
our
just raising your hand from the last activity, it's okay.
no, I want to say that we have this game in Connect and the new syllabus Connect.
Yes.
But it's not Simon Says. It's a teacher. He replaced Simon's by teacher says.
It's
The game.
teacher says. Mrs. Marwa says.
Teacher. No, the word teacher instead of Simon's. Teacher says.
Teacher. Okay. Teacher says. Teacher says. Okay.
Teacher knows. And the pupils teacher says
Yes,
touch your ear.
nose.
Yes, touch your mouth.
Ear.
But when the pupil hear teacher says, he may respond to the action. If the teacher doesn't say teacher says, he mustn't respond to the action. You know the idea?
Wonderful.
The idea is that if
one
the
more
teacher
idea.
If the teacher says, touch your nose, the pupils touch their nose. If he says touch your nose without saying the teacher says, they shouldn't touch their nose. This is the
they
game
don't
we have
mime
in
the action. Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yes. Wonderful. Yes. Let's have a look at it here in the presentation, the TBR activity. And here are a list of actions. Put it on the board, stick it on the wall, look at the flashcard, hold the picture up so everyone can see it, turn the picture around so you can't see it, it's upside down, turn it up, hide it under your chair, tell your partner about your flashcard, put it on your head, and so on. It's fun actually and they like it. More information is included in the presentation here. I'll put you the presentation on the WhatsApp. Let's have a look at the last activity I have in the module. Class drawing activity. How do we use it? For grammar. If you don't know about it, I can tell you. It's easy and fun. If anybody has an idea, just share it with us. I can tell you about it. It's fun and wonderful actually. Okay, let me tell you about it because we're running out of time. I don't want to keep you more longer. Here is the picture. I form groups of students. I divide my class into groups of 5, for example, or of 4. I give them this picture for every team, and they start drawing one another. So have a look at your partner in the group, see what he or she are doing. What they are doing. Maybe some one of them is drawing. So draw Noha reading a book here and put it here on the picture. It's a drawing activity. Okay. For example, what is the Salma doing? She is one of your team. She is one of your group. She is talking on the phone. So you can draw her. Draw Salma here. Draw her here when she is having a phone call, and so on. And after you finish drawing, groups tell each other about things in the picture that they have drawn, but using the language. For example, have a look, group number 2, have a look, we are group number 1. Have a look, group number 2, at our drawing here. We have drawn Salma reading a book. And this is Noha having a phone call. And this is blah, 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 doing blah, blah, blah in the present simple, the present continuous, sorry, okay? And you can adapt it. ممكن احنا modify or adjust it to use, for example, the past simple tense. So, for example, we will ask the groups to draw actions that Selma and Noha and the class and the members of the each group did yesterday. Okay, what did you do yesterday? Yesterday I helped mom in the kitchen. So draw somebody here helping mom in the kitchen, and you express it saying Salma helped mom in the kitchen. And you can draw activities that Salma did yesterday. Okay, Suha went shopping, for example. Can you hear me, guys? Something wrong with the connection, I guess. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, we hear you. Yes, we hear you,
We
Miss
hear
Marwa.
you now. We hear you now.
Okay. Okay, very good. So I was speaking about the activity for practicing present continuous and past simple, and maybe draw the activities that you and your colleagues are going to do tomorrow or next month or next year. And in the groups, the students in the groups discuss together about things that they are going to do next year or next month or whatever, or tomorrow. And they start telling the other groups about it. For example, Noha is going to buy a phone next month. Salma is going to go shopping tomorrow. Sally is going to have a party next week, a birthday party, for example. Through drawing, it's a drawing activity for practicing grammar, and this is one of the visuals, of course. Okay, it's a drawing, and people are drawing, and it's like a picture. Having at the end, having a complete picture that we can show to our colleagues in other groups. So, how do you see the activity, and how would you use it? Maybe you have some modifications. How can you adjust it? Any ideas? Do you like it? Hello, Mr. Muhammad.
Very good,
Go
very
ahead.
good, very good, Miss Marwa.
Yes.
We all
I
Yes, I
totally
love
get
it.
it.
Yes, I. Okay. Mr. Said, do you agree with us?
Here. Yes.
And yes, I guess Mr. Ahmed agrees with us also, and Mrs. Hind.
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. I'm
Yes.
happy that
Thank
you
you.
liked it. Okay. Now I want you just to draw a mind map of the module. Of course, you are not going to draw, but just tell me what ideas of today in short. Okay, in short, in short form. Okay, just words or short phrases about things that you have learned in our session today. Whether you enjoyed it, you found it boring, you had some problems with it. Anything, just tell me, and we are going to leave, inshallah, in 5 minutes only. Okay, go ahead. Who wants to reflect on the module? This is called reflection. Reflection, when I reflect on something, something I did, something I learned, and I reflect on it, it means that I sit and I evaluate. I rethink about it. What are the positive points? What did I learn? What do I need to learn? Okay, go ahead and tell me, please. Mrs. Hind, go ahead.
Yeah, we had ideas for using the notes board, and it was useful, and we learned the purpose for the notes board.
Mhm.
We talked about drawing activity, TBR activity, notes and crosses,
Mhm.
guessing game with flashcards, miming game, all these activities. It was
Thank you
helpful.
so
And
much.
of course, about
Thank,
elision and grammar with modal verbs.
excellent. Thank you so much. I'm happy that you got anything out of it. You got lots out of it, actually. Thank you so much. Mrs. Fatima Ahmed, you're
yes,
raising
Miss
your hand.
Marwa. I've learned about guessing games. I think it's more effective for learners. I may use these activities in the class because it's more motivating for students to take part in the games, and it will encourage students to speak. I also students will remember how to produce the correct sentences in different tenses.
Wonderful, Mrs. Fatima. Thank you so much. Yes, I love the idea of getting your students to be motivated and sharing all the time and participating in the activities and using the language. Speaking itself, the speaking skill itself is very hard for students, for most of the learners. And when you give them and you provide them with activities where they can practice the language and speak at different real life situation and communicate in groups for doing these activities, that's a great job. You are a successful teacher. Okay, and you have accomplished the outcome of the teaching learning process itself. Thank you so much, Mrs. Fathiya. Go ahead.
I think today we have great benefits because we learn a lot about grammar, pronunciation, and activities in the class. We have different kind of information. This was a very awesome module today. Thank you. I thank you very much, so much, Miss Marwa, for this great offer. And the pleasure for me is knowing something about pronunciation. That's my dream to speak fluently. So I'm very pleased to know something about legend, and I thank you so much for this. Thank you, Ms. Mara, for your great effort.
You're most welcome, my dear colleague, and I learned more from you, by the way. And actually, the pleasure is mine. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much. What about Mrs. Hiba Saleh and Mrs. Fathiya? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Mrs. Hiba.
Ms. Marwa?
Yes.
We are benefit from you more. Thank you, Ms. Marwa. Firstly, we benefit from not sport and how it's important for learners, and also we benefit from the using of the possibility and the necessity, uh, um, and also TBR and how to apply it in the class. Thanks for your efforts, Ms. Marwa. Yes.
You're most welcome, my dear colleague and sister. Thank you so much. I'm the one who has to thank you actually for being with me today. I guess we have Mrs. Fathiya was about to say something. Just feel free to express yourself.
It was me who took before Miss Marwa, Miss Hand. It was me, Miss Fathia, who talked about. I told you about the various
Yes, yes,
kind of
yes, yes.
information you for your great offer. Thank you.
Yes, I'm sorry, sorry. I thought you were having something additional to say here. Sorry, sorry for that. I have to tell you guys, just mute yourselves. Just mute yourselves because there is an echo. Please. Yes, yes, that's it. Okay. One more item here. One last thing to tell you about the part in your module, which has to do with the board and organizing the board, and some wonderful ideas you will find in the module. Please have a look at them, the board and using the board and how to organize and plan the board. I'll give you some slides on the WhatsApp, inshallah, about this issue. And there is a reading passage on one of the activities inside the module itself. Please have a look at them and get more information about how to organize the board. Thank you so much for today. See you next time, inshallah. Next time is going to be on December. In December, we have 3 sessions, inshallah, because January has no sessions actually because of the exams. Okay, so the sessions in January are in December are going to be 3. One face to face, which is the next one, the coming one. Okay, the coming soon one, face to face, 3 hours from 9 to 12 o'clock, as we know, in the same place, and it's followed by one online. And this is how it goes: one face to face and one online. The face to face is 3 hours, and the online is 2 hours. Do you have anything to say? Let's say goodbye and have a nice time and have a nice night and dreams and everything. Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Marwa.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you,
Marwa.
Mar.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
you.
Where
Thank you so
space,
much.
space, where
Thank you
space.
so much.
Good night.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine. The pleasure is mine. It has been a great honor having you all today. See you next time, inshallah. Take care.
Ah, okay, take care. Goodbye.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Miss Marwa,
Good night. You're welcome. Yes, yes.
Was
Go
and
ahead.
the
recovery.
place, space, the place where.
Yes. معهد البنين الإعدادي الثانوي اللي هو مقر القطاع في الرحمنية، في معمل الحاسب الآلي الدور الثاني، من الساعة 9 للساعة 12 إن شاء الله يوم السبت. بالنسبة للdates I'm going to put them on the WhatsApp إن شاء الله. I shared it before. I shared the schedule before. I'm going to share it again. Don't worry. Okay. معهد البنين, the preparatory and secondary institute for boys in الرحمنية from 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. إن شاء الله on Saturday, and I am going to tell you about the date because I don't remember it now. It's at the beginning of إن شاء الله December. Okay. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, Miss Marwa.
You can leave
Thank
now.
you so much.
Thank you so
Good
much.
night.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Good night, dear colleagues.
Good night.
Let me
Good
stop
night.
recording. Good night.